Hi everyone. Today I'm going to go through with you some information about Rigor Mortis and Algor Mortis. I am referencing the notes packet that is on Classroom that I've asked you either to download and type in notes right on your computer or print out and take notes just like we would if we were in class. I'm going to start with Rigor Mortis. Before I do, remember Liver Mortis. You should have those notes completed already. Liver Mortis is the pooling of the blood that occurs after death. So make sure you have all the liver mortis information down before you start this part on rigor mortis. All right, so rigor mortis, literally death rigidity. Think of the word rigid and rigor going together. And rigor mortis is what happens to the muscle system after someone passes away. And it's a stiffness or a hardening of those muscles. So that timeline of rigor mortis can be used to help investigators determine time of death. All right, so this is our timeline for rigor mortis. It begins about 2 hours after death, and it begins in the small muscles. So parts of the body like the face and the hands, you're going to see rigor mortis set in first. After about 12 hours, rigor is complete, meaning the entire body is rigid, including the large muscles of the arms and the legs. People are going to come out of rigor mortis the same way they went in, meaning the muscles of the face and hands are going to start to get rid of that rigor mortis first, and then those large muscles after. So it peaks at about 12 hours. After about 15 hours, that rigor is going to begin to decrease. And after 36 hours, that rigor mortis is gone completely. So if a dead body has no signs of rigor, investigators have to figure out, has that body been dead for less than 2 hours or more than 36 hours? If it was more than 2 hours, less than 36, you're going to see signs of rigor mortis. And we're going to use things like liver mortis and algor mortis to make that determination if it's less than 2 or more than 36. All right, so lots of factors affect rigor mortis. So that guideline of the 2 hours peaking at 12 hours, that is a generalization, and other factors are going to influence that. The most being ambient temperature. So ambient is the word that we use to describe the temperature surrounding the body. Instead of saying outside temperature sort of means like you're outside, right? But if the body's inside, there's still an ambient temperature, which would be the temperature of the room. Higher ambient temperature is going to increase rigor mortis. So it's a chemical reaction, and you know that heat increases the rate of chemical reactions. So the higher the temperature, the faster a body is going to move through those rigor mortis steps. Body weight is a factor. The lower the body fat, the faster the rigor. So lower body fat means more muscle. And so since rigor mortis affects muscles, you're going to see a body move faster through those rigor mortis steps if there's lower body fat and more relative muscle. If somebody has clothing on, then the temperature of that body is going to be warmer, faster rigor mortis. Illness. So again, if somebody is warm, faster rigor mortis. If the body is very cold due to something like hypothermia, then that rigor mortis is going to slow down. Physical activity before death, raising the body temperature. If somebody is exercising or running, then faster rigor mortis. Rigor mortis is also a function of the amount of lactic acid in those muscles. So as lactic acid builds up with exercise, we're going to expect rigor mortis to set in faster, peak earlier, maybe after 8 or 10 hours, and then the body will come out of it faster as well. And lastly, sun exposure. For the same reasons that we've been talking about, an increase in body temperature, faster rigor mortis. All right, I'm going to move on to Algor Mortis, which literally means death heat. And it's the rate at which a dead body loses heat. So we know that we all have a constant body temperature of 97, 98 degrees. And after you pass away, you're going to start to lose that body heat fairly quickly. If you're in a very cold place or outside, then you're going to lose that body heat faster than if you're in a warm environment. Right, so here's our rule of thumb. And again, there's lots of things that are going to affect these numbers. For the first 12 hours after death, people tend to lose about 1.4 degrees per hour. After 12 hours, that's going to slow, right? Because your body temperature is now going to be down 60 to 70 degrees, and you're going to lose only 0.7 degrees Fahrenheit per hour. These are not exact calculations, and the rule of thumb that we're going to use and that forensic investigators use is that bodies lose about 1 degree per hour. Sorry, I went ahead there for a minute. The same things that are going to affect rigor mortis are going to affect Algor mortis. If somebody has clothes on, if they're in the sun, if they've been exercising, all of these things are going to affect it. And in your notes, you have a chart that says rigor mortis and Algor mortis used together. So that's going to be helpful to you in answering some questions about these two things, rigor mortis and Algor mortis. Thanks very much.